Hi everyone, Tim here. This is my 1984 four-wheel camper on my 2005 Toyota Tundra, and today I'm cleaning it up to sell it. By the time you see this video, it'll already be sold. So in this video, I'm gonna clean the whole thing out, take all of my personal things out of it, get it ready for the new buyer, and also talk about why I decided to sell it. So stick around and let's get this camper emptied. Stole the shop vac from work. Gonna be using that in a little bit. First thing I'll do is empty these lower drawers. One's broken, we gotta fix that today too. In these drawers, I kept a air pump, some, I don't know, fire things, emergency candle, piece of wood. I don't know why I had that. Got to clean this up. Tow strap. Luckily, I don't think I ever really used that on a trail. I used it in the winter, pulling people out of ditches. Keep some of these propanes in an outdoor stove. If the weather's nice, we really prefer to do our cooking outside. We do that often. But a lot of times we will cook over an open fire with this guy. This griddle thing, also for the fire. This is actually my friend's rope, not mine. Going in there. Maybe he'll pick it up someday. Kept this thing around, picking up garbage. A nice saw. I'll go put this in the workshop instead. I call this area my basement, if you didn't know that. I really made these for skis, and then in the summer it's just for whatever else. This is a big Slumberjack awning. I put it up a few times, but it's such a hassle to put up, I rarely did it. This is not going with the sale. I'm gonna keep this, because we might end up doing some tent camping. I'll talk more about that later. But that will stay with us. And then something that's cool is these little lids go there, so that this is a nice cooking space or something like that. In the end, it was kind of annoying to have that cooking space in front of the window, in front of the door, I mean. But still a good idea. Still like it. I'll definitely send these lids with the new owner. I'm gonna pull this out all the way, clean these up real good. So that was the basement. Now what's in the actual camper? Step stool. We actually just got back from camping last night. Last time ever. 2 camp chairs, those will stay with us. Clothes bag. When we just go for one night, we just bring a little clothes bag. Simple as that. Crate, you can never have too many crates. This will stay with us. This crate was from our wedding. Cooler, I'm gonna send the cooler with the new owner if he wants it. If he has something better already and he just wants me to keep it out of there to save him space when he drives home, I will. I figured it kind of lives with the camper, so it should go with him. Garbage, gotta empty out the garbage from the camping trip. That needs to get cleaned before we do anything else. Why don't we pop the top and bring you in so you can see what else is going on. This is a water bladder. We ended up using water bladders more than we used the onboard water tank. It was just was way more water than we ever needed. We'd always just bring this because we always just went for one night anyways. This was just easier. All right, let's bring you inside for real now. So this is the inside of the camper, for better or for worse, what it would often look like after a camp trip. A little bit of garbage laying around. But let's get it cleaned out and I'll keep showing you what's in here, what's going with the new owner, what's getting out of here. So this is a random food bag. This needs to go in the house. While we're at it, this was my pantry. I have a whole video about that, just like I have whole videos about almost everything in this camper. The food, obviously, I'm gonna take out. So that's coming out with us right now. What do we got in here? We got a can of beans, some couscous or something like that. More like grain-like things. Yeah, a lot of couscous. Some soup, coconut milk, emergency ramen. I'll leave these. We use these to organize the pantry. New owner can have those. Some Tums. Take those. Some super old coffee. Again, leave this. Coffees and teas. This will all go in the house now. Leave these. Thing of peanut butter. Taco seasoning. We did a ton of taco stuff when we went camping. Board games. I'm going to take these with us. Well, we'll leave a deck of cards. Some more stuff. Oof, this one needs to be cleaned. All right, all these are coming out actually to get cleaned. And then Settlers of Catan Dice Edition, that's staying with us in the camp. And our camp journal. We didn't write in it every time, but we definitely wrote plenty of good spots in there. That's the pantry. All right, let's bring you in all the way now. This is a drawer that was above the pantry, pretty much like a utility drawer, if you would. We got an old sponge, just gonna throw that out. Bug spray going in my camp bin. camping coffee press thing, staying with us. Camping can opener, staying with us. Some hand sanitizer, staying with us. Lights, I'll leave that. Utility things. Just a little bungee to keep this up when you're cooking. So that'll stay. This is the faucet for the hose, that'll stay. We'll leave a lighter just for, but that can be their utensil drawer. Let's keep emptying stuff out. We're gonna empty these out now. I got my little helper in here now. Today is Father's Day, so we're spending some time together, right, bud? Yeah. And again, we just went camping last night, one last time. All right, what's in here, bud? I know. Let's open it up. This is just general storage. This looks like a pair of shorts that just got left in here. And these are your pass-throughs too. In here we have, all right, this is more actual stuff.
That's my wipes.
Wet wipes. Those are super helpful. Yep. Bear spray. Yeah. Keep that in our camping stuff. Like an emergency radio, we'll keep that in our camping stuff. This is a tie down in case any of the tie downs for the camper broke. So that will stay here with the camper. This is the table, so that will stay here. It's a bike pump. Not really sure why this is here. I'll take that home. Emergency twine. I'm gonna put that in my own camping stuff. Pliers, these will stay with me. More hand soap. Solar controller, that will stay here. So I guess I always treated this one more like a toolbox. I'm gonna leave that open, clean that out, and I'm actually gonna put a bunch of stuff in here for the new owner. More tie downs, like patch kits, stuff like that. So we'll leave that open and we will work on that more in a second. It's the pack and play from our camping trip we just went on. Who sleeps in the pack and play?
Me.
Yeah, you do. Some clothes.
I sleep up there.
Yeah, and I sleep up there. All right, and this is our last in here. I had some slippers that I almost never wore. Those will obviously stay with us. I have some towels. That'll stay. An emergency poncho. Leave that here. This is the pass-through. So that's that. Not much in there. Let's keep going. What's this? It's my Father's Day present, a pine cone that Patrick found in the forest this morning. This is the main storage area. This is where we kept all of our bedding. It's like a big vault type of thing. So all this bedding's gonna come home with us too. We have got 2 pillows. We have got a sheet and some blankets. And then we have 2 sleeping bags. And then some more blankets and some towels. Or what are these? These are, no, these are pillowcases, which we never ever used. So that was all the bedding. A little overkill, but since we did winter camping, we'd often have a ton of blankets in here, and we would definitely thin them out a little bit in the summer, but we'd always end up, I mean, it gets cold in the mountains, so a ton of blankets. We'd always be super cozy, but that's pretty much all that went down here. The batteries in here as well. This is our other main storage space. It's comprised of 4 bins or buckets. These do have lids, but actually we discovered along the way that it was easier to not use lids. One of them is dedicated to cooking supplies. That's what I'll clean out right now. The rest are kind of like whatever. A lot of times it'd be clothes, food maybe. Right now there's some kind of it's like assorted clothes we threw in there after camp this morning. It's pretty empty right now. And this is absolutely the junk drawer of the camper. There's some TP, some steak, some random stuff. So I'm gonna get it all out so the new owner doesn't have to deal with it. I'll leave them some cooking supplies, but a lot of that stuff will stay with us. In terms of cooking supplies, we've got pots and pans, cast iron, some cool stainless steel cups, some other plastic cups, a coffee grinder, some tin foil. So pretty basic kit, did us just fine. Honestly, it was way more than we ever needed. We had like more cups than we would ever need to use. But worked out great, and gonna keep, I think maybe even all this stuff. This is all kind of personal stuff. I won this at a race one time. I got 3rd place in my age division. So that was fun in a half marathon. So, all right, let's get this stuff out of here. And that is everything that's been in my camper. Let's keep going. Let's get this thing cleaned up proper. Get the shop back in here, wipe some surfaces down, make it look nice for the new guy. Clean the canvas, all that stuff. So keep sticking around. That was what's in the camper. Let's get it cleaned up now for the guy. Now I brought the shop back in. Gonna vacuum this all out and wipe it all down. Let's keep going. Doing a 303 rundown for him too. Gonna send him with these as well. Cleaner than protected. Super expensive armor all essentially. Supposed to be the best, and the canvas is still in fantastic shape, which I assume has something to do with it. So let's do that, it takes a little while. So why are we selling the truck and the camper? Or I guess first I should say we're selling both it. We're selling it as a turnkey rig, selling the whole thing. We're getting it fixed up. The guy's actually paying for some new brakes, and apparently the CV boot was ripped. Not the end of the world. Didn't know it, but realized it once we got a pre-sale inspection, but we just dropped the price a little bit. The guy's happy to do it, so that work's gonna get done this week. New owner's flying in this next weekend, a week from today, to drive it back to the Midwest. So why are we getting rid of the camper? My wife is 9 months pregnant with her second kid, and I think the rest is pretty much self-explanatory from there. The camper just really isn't quite big enough for what we need anymore. We really were starting to get the hang of it, but the market's really, really strong right now for Tundras and four-wheel campers. Someone made me a great offer. We're not gonna use the camper for the rest of the summer at least. That's that. We just decided to go for it. We'll of course miss it. If you didn't know, we pretty much completely rebuilt this camper. We did the canvas, painted everything. I mean, we tore it all the way down to pretty much nothing. There's very few pieces that are original. Some of the metal, some of the wood. Very few pieces of the wood though. We had about 6 years ago, spent about 2 years fixing it up, and then 4 years using it and fixing it up some more. Yeah, that's why we're selling it. I'm gonna make another video that's like a full walkthrough all about the camper and the truck. But I'll talk to it a little bit here too. All right, Patrick, let's rinse it. So the truck's going with the camper too, so we gotta get the truck cleaned out as well. Let's go. $2, we'll leave it for the next guy when you need that half gallon of gas. This back on. Great sand dunes, dirty diapers, so much fun stuff. All right, let's pull the floor mats out, get those cleaning and drying. All right, time to wash the truck. So if you don't know, this is a 2005 Toyota Tundra double cab. It's the limited edition, but all the badging is taken off of it. Previous owner did that on me. It's got 165,000 miles on it. Its timing belt was changed at 122 or 25, so she's good for a while. It's an amazing truck, plain and simple. I honestly think this is the best truck that Toyota's ever made because I love the full double cab with the 6.5 foot bed. After we sell this, we might get another Tundra, probably another white one if we could, but we're debating whether to get the full double cab or the whatever it's called, the Crew Max or whatever. The issue being Crew Max, the one that's got the 2 doors like this, only has a 5.5 foot bed, which would really limit options for campers. So we're figuring that out. Not really sure what we want to do yet. Good thing we got time. I actually have a piece of junk Saturn It was actually my wife's car when she was 16, so we've had it for 16 years as well. But it's an awesome little car, incredible on gas, total junk. Don't put the kids in it, but it's perfect for me getting to work and whatever else I want to do. With that, we got time when it comes to getting another car. So we're just gonna take our time and see what the market has. I'll probably try to get a Tundra from the East Coast and have someone I know drive it here. Got to be careful of rust. You can get a better price on them back on the East Coast because these trucks are just so dang popular here on the West, in Colorado specifically. But we'll see, we'll see. The new owner of this truck is out in the Midwest. Won't say where specifically, but he's super stoked to have this. And I'm excited for it to go to someone new. I think for a single guy or a couple, I mean, this really is the ultimate adventure rig. So we just took it out again last night to Taylor Mountain for one last hurrah. And actually, the truck and camper have never felt so dialed in. Something we recently did, removed like all the cushions from inside the truck or inside the camper. And that was just so much better. We have these like huge cushions that I made, but they're just like too big. They take up too much space. So I'll send them with the owner, the new owner, but I'm gonna tell him that I would encourage him to bail on them because I like it a lot more without them. What else is going on with the truck? I don't know, let's rinse it off. So we still plan on getting another camper, hopefully sooner rather than later. We know the market's real hot for them, hence why we're selling ours. But the big thing is the family's growing. Like I said before, we're gonna be a family of 4 pretty soon here. Wouldn't be surprised if we're a family of 5 or 6 in the not too distant future either. And so we gotta figure out what works best. We're thinking right now, the plan of attack will be to rent a couple different rigs to just try things out. Come on, washing the backside. I wanted to laser engrave something right there. Say, made by me or something like that. Never did. Oh well. What are some other projects I never finished on this? I always wanted to simplify the water system, just turn it into a 5-gallon jug system, because I always hated getting the hose and like filling this up and stuff, and it was just, and 20 gallons was always just way more than I needed. But I'd always, if I ever filled it, I would fill it full. So it's just kind of like wasteful. So I always meant to simplify the water system. I always meant to put in better mattress. The mattress in there is pretty cheapy, just a little 1.5 or 2 inch foam. So I was meant to do something different there. I had often thought about putting in a diesel heater instead of whatever's in there now, just the Big Buddy or whatever. Never did that either. I think that's one of the reasons we had such a good time camping when we just went, because I'd already decided we were selling this, and it just meant that all the projects were done. This camper, for better or for worse, was a camper of infinite projects. And so once we decided we were selling it, it was kind of just like, all right, the projects are over. It is what it is, because there was never a really done moment before then. Well, I'm glad to just give this thing some closure, see it move on, just be done with it. It was amazing. I regret nothing about it. Last night when my wife and I were sitting around in the camper in the campfire, we were trying to figure out how many hours we put into this camper, both her and I. It's really hard to say. I wish I'd kept track of it. I kept track of all the money. We put about $3,000 to $4,000 into it. Depends on like how I bought and sold a lot of stuff. So if you count that like back and forth or not, but yeah, $3,000 or $4,000. But we estimated, like, if you think there was, in this beginning, there was plenty of weekends when just like pretty much sun up to sundown, I just worked on the camper for both days. But let's just call it 2 8-hour days, just to be more reasonable. And then we said, did we do a year's worth of those? Did we do 2 years worth of those? 3 years worth of those? It was probably definitely more than 50 of those weekends, so more than a year's worth. Probably not quite 2 full years. But so pretty quickly you see it was good, maybe 1,000 hours into it. It's hard to judge when you had multiple people too. It's definitely over 1,000 hours, I think, and then obviously it's well below 10,000. It's probably not 2,000 either, but could be, I guess. Labor of love for sure. I was trying to think back to what my like favorite thing I learned how to do was with the camper. Probably, I mean, the thing I'm most proud of is definitely the canvas, because A, I mean, it really came out amazing, and B, I had minimal, like extremely minimal, like pretty much none sewing experience beforehand, and now I know all about stitches and seams, and you know, I don't know textbook seams, but I know how to visualize how seam folding should be done. Basic stuff, like these are all squares, but still, I'm really proud of that because that was just so outside my comfort zone. Really expanded my woodworking skills for sure. Learned how to do pocket holes and just kind of know your way around wood. The woodworking projects were always my favorite. This was a few years ago, but wood's pretty cheap. I know wood's really expensive these days, but still, it's not that bad. And what I like about it is if you make one mistake on one piece of wood, you probably have more pieces of wood kicking around. With the canvas, that was not the case. The canvas, I could not make like a single major mistake on like one of the big panels where I was ordering more material that was really expensive. So I like wood because you're not dealing with crazy expensive materials usually. Obviously there's exceptions to that, but let's just let yourself kind of flow through things more, not agonize over every cut, because that's definitely what I did with the canvas. It took forever. You know, electrical I was always pretty good at, not so much 120 volt, more experimental electromechanical systems. Excuse me, I meant 12 volt. So I got a lot better with 12 volt, and that was fun. I mean, 12 volt's so simple, it's beautiful. I feel like I got better too at like product-y design type of stuff, like thinking about how you'll actually use something. Examples being like the drawers I put underneath the camper. I'm really proud of those. I think they're pretty dang functional. I thought that was a cool kind of change or addition to the camper that I was pretty proud of. It never gets old pulling up to a gas station or something and someone asking if you built that thing, because it looks just in between, for better or for worse, just in between like factory made and homemade, because it was a full restore, so it is kind of like both. Man, this is gonna be like the longest video ever, but I don't care. Probably last one about the truck camper for now, unless someone asks me for something and I can just do like a talking head, but without content, might be the last one. Although I do think, oh, I take that back. I want to make one video that's kind of like an ode to the camper, just like super highlight reels of all the cool places we popped it up and took it wherever. So we'll do that. Let's get some things loaded back in now. Table goes right there. Let's go get the cushions. 2, 3, 4, 5. So I think that shows a good job, just kind of how overkill the cushion situation is here. And that's why we stopped using them. But we'll give them to the new guy and they can decide what they want to do. And that's it. The camper is very clean, probably cleanest it's been in a very long time. Thanks for watching this video all about the camper. Thanks for watching all the videos. I don't know how many I've made, probably like 50, about building this camper. It's been awesome, building it, using it, and we're not done camping. We're just saying goodbye to this camper, on to the next one. So maybe I'll make more videos talking about how much I love this camper. Maybe I won't, I have no idea. But chances are if you watch this, however long this video was, you've been watching all of them. So I appreciate you watching these. It's just been fun, really, really fun. So a little nostalgic saying goodbye to this, but definitely excited as well. Excited to be done with this project and on to the next one. So thanks for watching. Consider liking this video. Do still subscribe. We're gonna make more content, both camping, skiing, other things as well. So I'm not done with videos. Actually, that's probably the thing I like best about this camper and the project, was that it got me into making videos. And I think that probably changed my life. I make videos for my professional world. Made me really good at telling a story. Made me understand how to communicate with people. I love making videos. So I just realized that. It's probably my favorite thing that came out of this camper. Besides all the trips and everything and all the memories, but just making videos. So anyways, thanks for watching. And we'll see you next time. Bye.